We traveled this year to Europe, and we got our luggage stolen. What areas I see have the highest potential in this coming 5 to 10 years is definitely everything to the north. This is a golden rule, like 3 things important in property: location, location, and location. Right?
One of the biggest enemies of being able to have a sustainable future in your retirement is inflation. And that's where Zurich Insurance comes in. We provide insurance cover to ensure that your property is protected.
Why just we met now, today, like Nikita? I need to learn that like since a long time ago. Hi everyone, welcome to BREIG Connect, where people grow and ideas align. My name is Mika Avandi. I will be the host for today's podcast, and we're going to dive into a topic that lies at the heart of long-term wealth and peace of mind: property investment and protection. And we often heard that property is like one of the most safest way or the most smartest way to grow your wealth. But what really makes it stands out, and how do you protect what you've worked so hard to build? And we have 2 guests for this moment, and Mr. Nikita Selomensa, founder of BREIG Property. How are you?
Very nice, thank you.
Thank you so much for having you here. And then we're going to talk about BREIG Property, and also we have another guest for today, Mr. Stephen from Zurich Insurance. Hi, Mr. Stephen, how was the flight?
Very well, thank
Very
you.
well. Because you live in Jakarta, right?
Yes.
And Mr. Nikita, you live here in Bali.
Yes, for me, well, there was no flight.
There's no flight. Okay. So we both locals here.
Yeah.
All right. And then we're going to talk about not just buying property, but also building a future. You know, property investment, and then also how to make it like safe with the right insurance. We're going to talk deeper about that. And then just to make a great understanding from the people that watch this podcast, can you tell us the history about BREIG Property?
Yes, of course. So I will be brief. So we started our journey around 10 years ago.
10 years ago?
Yes, in Bali.
Okay.
So before I started this business, I was working also about 10 years in Boston Consulting Group.
Right.
And my focus was in managing large-scale development projects.
Okay.
First in like Eastern countries, and then at some point of time, I moved my focus to Southeast Asia. And I was working not only in Indonesia, but also, let's say, building an automotive factory in Vietnam, working with Singaporean government, and also doing some project in Malaysia for the shipyard. So such type of projects. And then at some point of time, I settled up the business here in Bali. First, it was a management company, so we didn't build property yet, but we create a portfolio of many independent villas.
At first,
okay. And then we just rent them out through Airbnb booking, to make rental income. And our first construction project started in 2018. And then since then, we are building, we are growing in size. We started as like small 3, 4, 5 people. Now we are more than 250 people in the office. We have several businesses, not only property management, also like construction development. Also, we produce our own furniture and like doors and windows. Yeah. We also have our smart technology and like solar energy branch. So like some adjacent businesses.
Oh, just like this villa we're here right now?
Exactly.
This is the smart villa, right?
Yeah, we have smart villa installed by our BREIG technology company. And also furniture. Some furniture here is also by us.
I really want you guys to see the villa yourself. This is amazing. Like this is luxury and also smart villa.
Yeah.
Can you explain a little bit about what is smart villa actually?
Oh, there have several directions of the smart villa. So one is the security. So this means you have a smart lock, which can be opened only like with a special key.
No more conventional keys
no
whatsoever.
more keys, like a PIN code or maybe your application. Also, you have a camera so you can see who come in, who come out. You have all the log. Also, for the security part includes like, say, sensors for smoke, sensors for leaking. So that protects your villa also in terms of keeping it like safe from fire or safe from like flooding or something like this. Or if somebody coming inside your villa, your also sensor can track that somebody is inside your villa. If you are not staying, maybe you can check your camera who is there, right?
Oh, that's very important.
And then, of course, another thing is like multimedia. Yes. So it's all like about music. Hey Siri, turn on the music. Hey Siri, turn off. Blah blah blah. And like smart TV, etc.
Yeah.
And then also energy efficiency. So, everything is like when it's turn on the AC, when it's turn off the AC, when no one is in house. So it's reduce your cost of the electricity bill and like helps you also to save money.
That's great. That's great to know. All right. Now, Nikita, you've been like helped so many investors to, make their dreams into assets and reality. Like, what actually makes the property investment stands out compared to other investment?
Well, for me personally, I think property investment is, first of all, one of the most safest tool to save money, right? So of course it gives you a pretty good profit compared to like more conservative tools, like let's say bonds.
Right.
And at the same time, it's one of the most stable markets. It is not that like volatile as some more risky like assets. And at the same time, also one big benefit of property, you can live there and you can enjoy it, right?
That's very true.
I think it's also a very important thing because when you come to your own villa, let's say you maybe rent it out all year, but there are 2 weeks a year during the New Year period or 1 month when you come and you really like enjoy it. This is also very important.
Okay, that's very nice. Like when we compare to other investment, this is like the safest one.
This is my opinion, and also historical data supports it, right? So of course prices can go up, can go down, but first of all, the fluctuation is not that big as some other more risky tools. Then also it generates you passive income because let's say you buy stock. I mean, okay, maybe you get some dividends, but maybe some stocks don't give you dividends. And other investments maybe not generate any other source of income, just the change of the price. In property, you first of all have the change of the price. The price can increase and so your value grows. But at the same time, every month, it generates you passive income if you rent it out.
Yeah.
So then you can rely on that cash flow in terms of planning your expenses, planning your purchases, trips, like overall, you can rely on that money.
Oh, that's very nice. Now I'm thinking about it. Right. Okay, and then you have like long years of experience before you go into this property investment, right?
Yeah, correct. Yeah, so actually my education is also related to property. So I'm an engineer, and also my second degree is business management in construction.
Okay.
So it's very much I'm using that skills and the knowledge which I was learning in university.
Right.
And then I was working a lot in managing mostly development-related projects and large-scale construction projects within the Boston Consulting Group. And then after that, I was feeling strong enough and brave enough to start my own thing.
Good to know. All right. When we talk about a property, like people always say that location is the most important thing. Like location is the key. What do you think about this?
Well, this is a golden rule. Like 3 things important in property: location, location, and location. Right?
That's location.
I mean, our own personal experience also proves that a lot. Because many things you can change. Okay, let's say you buy property and then the quality is not that good, or maybe engineering systems not that good, something is leaking, or even like you don't like the furniture. All of that you can change. You can invest a little bit, tune it up, and then the value of the property will go up. But if it's in the wrong location, so the tourists not coming, no one want to go like, let's say 10-15 minutes by car, stuck in traffic from the beach. People want to just have property next to the beach so they can walk and enjoy. You cannot move your property from the wrong place to a good place, unfortunately. Right? So this is the first thing to pay attention for.
So location is like everything.
Yeah, exactly.
You mentioned that 3 times.
Yeah.
So do you have any like learning point from locations? Maybe like you work on one investment in bad location and then you learn from it. Do you have that kind of experience?
Yeah, I mean, exactly. For example, the first villa that we built, which was like in 2018, at that point of time, to be honest, maybe in Bali, that location rule was not that strict because there was a lack of supply.
Yeah.
So anyone who want to come to Bali, they're looking for villa, there is no offer, they would okay to live a little bit more far.
Yeah.
So our first villa was after the Raya Canggu Street, which is, as you may know, like about 10 minutes driving by bike or by car. And at that point of time, it was working as the daily rentals. People would come to Bali for 2 weeks. They would still stay there. They would pay a daily rental price. Why is it important? Is because daily rentals gives you the highest yield. Because if people stay for monthly or even yearly, of course, your per night price will be much less.
Yeah.
They will negotiate. Also, they have an opportunity to look around, shopping around. If people, as a tourist, come for 2 weeks to Bali, of course, their spending per day is the most crazy and the highest. And this is where you make money as a rental company, right? Okay. So then, at that point of time, the villa was working okay. With the time passing and more offer appear on the market, those new projects which we launch after that, which was like 5 minutes walking from the beach or even like literally 2 minutes, they still keep up with the daily rentals. People still want to come and stay there. But that villa, now it's mostly only monthly. When we don't have monthly clients, we try to attract daily rentals. The occupancy is much lower than before. So this is not a good investment anymore if you would look at this point of time.
Okay. But, all right. Let's say we are trying to learn from you with your experience. I am new investors.
Yeah.
Like, what kind of consideration that I have to put into decision whether is it safer for me to renting or owning?
If you mean renting just to live or owning
as an investment.
As an investment.
So I'm trying to get passive income out of it.
Okay. Well, I would say if you considering your own funds to be properly placed and generate you passive income, of course it's much more interesting to own a place and partly use it for yourself, let's say for holiday, or maybe let's say you are in Australia. So you thinking you can live half a year in Australia, and then when it's winter, it's getting cold, you go to Bali for another 6 months, enjoy nice weather in Bali. When I think this is the most interesting strategy for you, because for those period of time that you are not actually using your property, you can rent it out through the company like ours or many other companies. And then you will pay back your investment, let's say within, if it's like only half time you use it, half time you rent, maybe it's going to be 12 years, 13 years, but you will get your money back after that period of time. And then your villa is basically free for you to use, and it continue generate you more passive revenue.
Why just we met now today, like Nikita? I need to learn that like since long time ago. Because I remember the first time I moved to Bali, it was pandemic 2021.
Yeah.
And everyone around me just keep buying properties, lands, whatsoever. Like around here. And I used to live in Prarenan. And then like people around me like keep buying this and that. I remember at that time I still find 100 meter square land for 200 millions only. So I could have done better. Like I should have buy it, but I didn't at that time because I thought pandemic, the COVID-19 would be like only few months. And then I thought it was just like, I'm going to back to work and everything. And turns out it's like 2 years long. So let's say we want to portray like 5 to 10 years ahead. Like how can we tell like which kind of properties that have highest growth potential? Like if we want to learn from your experience, how do we see like 5-10 years ahead for our property investment?
Well, I think here the most important factor to consider is again location.
Yes.
And then what areas I see have the highest potential in this coming 5 to 10 years is definitely everything to the northwest of the Canggu. Is
northwest.
Getting traction, because you can see the like highest development traction was in Canggu area. Right? This is the place where 80% of the tourists want to come and stay. Even if they're coming for a longer period, they want to visit Ubud, they want to visit Bukit, they would still most of time spend in Canggu. And then they just have a like 1, 2, 3 days trip to some other locations. And this is obvious why, because Canggu has the highest concentration of like the best cafe, the best restaurants, like clubs, everything. So you have it all here and you just can walk there and have selection of 5-10 alternatives. So I mean, of course, other locations are interesting, but this is a core of the demand. And at the same time, we see that the demand is moving slowly by slowly, first to Pererenan area. And now the Pererenan is like amazing compared to whatever it was like 5 years ago. It was a little bit empty, right? It was the rice field. Now if you go through the main street of Pererenan, again, you have 200 best restaurants ever. And my favorite restaurant, like Shelter, for example, is
Shelter.
located right here, right? And then you see next street after that, like Babadan, and then you have Seser, you have Chemagi. You can see how more and more projects start in there, move in there, and then infrastructure start to develop there. And then that's why what tourists also want to come to this area and stay longer there.
Okay.
So everything moved in there, I see is interesting and good potential for investment.
Mm-hmm.
And then for you, it's just a matter of your timeline and like willingness to wait. Rather, you go maybe just a little bit far from Canggu, let's say Pererenan Seser, or you want to jump a little bit more far for a longer bet.
Right.
My personal, again, experience and advice would be not to go too far, because if you jump maybe a little bit too far, you will have to wait not 5-10 years, but maybe 15 years,
That's
right?
true.
So just choose something more predictable, where you already see tractions and you already see tourists coming.
All right. Quick questions. If I ask you now, like which area that's good for the next 5 years, where would it be?
So as I said, like everything like Pererenan, maybe Seser can move in there. And then another one I didn't mention is actually the Bukit area and the whole south part of Bali. Of course, also we see for a long period of time, it didn't get traction from tourists living and staying in villas. We only had like, let's say, big hotels, like in Nusa Dua area, for example, right? Now we see that also more and more tourists start to like that area, because again, we see many projects and many infrastructure and like a cafe and places to go start to appear there. So this definitely is already proven direction where the interest and the demand will be also moving.
Ooh, you hear it. You hear it where to put your money. But okay, many people just like me, like we are mostly like wait for the perfect moment to invest. But we didn't know that we have the cost of, the hidden cost of waiting. Like, how do you see this? Like, when is the right time for us to invest, or when is like, you have to wait first? And then how to do that actually, Nikita? Like, you have something to...
There's a clear answer for that. So the best time to invest in property is always the previous year. So, unfortunately, this is always like
so
this.
It's late now for me to start to invest now?
No, but the next year we'll be thinking the same, right? So that's why. So this is a joke, of course, but it has a lot of substance behind it. If I look at the prices even 2 years ago, I'm not even speaking about Corona period, or not speaking about before Corona period.
Right.
You can clearly see that the land prices in Bali, especially in those developing areas, were regularly increasing from 10 to 20 to sometimes 30% a year, if we're speaking about land price, right?
Okay.
Of course, property price is not that fast, but also 5 to 10% a year, you can see clearly the growth. So if you, I would say, like coming to practical advice.
Right.
If you have an opportunity to start investing now, maybe if you have an opportunity maybe to start small and you see foreseeable income source which will let you have like a payment plan, I would start looking for options already.
So the early investing mindset is important, and as you mentioned, that start small. Okay, let's say I want to start small with BREIG. Like what are the models? Like what is the practical things to do?
So that is actually a good question, because initially when we started, we were building like very big villas with a big ticket, like $500,000, $600,000, etc. But at some point of time, we understood that we need to broaden our portfolio and provide more easy entrance ticket for people. And that's why in our current portfolio, we have apartments, or even we have such format as condo villas. Which let you start investing from $95,000. And even that one, you don't need to pay everything at once. If you go to off-plan project, you need to pay like first down payment of some projects 25%. Some projects we even have program 15, 15, 15, which means 15% you pay first, another 15% in 3 months. So that's why. And then the rest during the construction period, which could be maybe from 1.5 years to 2 years if it's a big project. So then you can clearly forecast your monthly payments and start with payment of like $15,000 to $20,000.
Oh, that sounds more friendly to me.
We try to do it.
The model that you mentioned, the condo, is that the one like right beside Fitness Plus Canggu? Like I saw the BREIG.
Right here, not from here, we have Elysium project, which is
project.
Yeah, we have this apartments there. It's like we have apartments, townhouses, and the big villas within the same project.
Okay.
So it's basically 600 meters from the beach and from here. It's just the same street.
So,
It's pretty nice location.
And it's under $100,000.
Yes. And then another one in Nusa Dua. Also in Nusa Dua, we have project called Edam. And in that project, we have, again, villas of 1, 2, or 3 bedrooms. But we also have these condo villas, which is 1 bedroom with a private pool still. But you can get it from 95 or something, depending on, the payment. If you go for payment plan, or if you want to pay everything upfront and get some additional discount.
Wow. sounds like good news
Yeah.
to me and for you too, guys. Like if we hear the payment plan, like we eager to know more.
Yeah.
Because we love payment plan.
Exactly.
Yeah, right?
And it also feels more safe because you only pay for what you get.
Yeah.
So you pay down payment, you get some progress construction, then you pay the next payment. So you see that you don't have any risk with that.
That's very true. All right. Okay. Now we're talking about people that, from spender to investor. Like we're getting used to, like spending instead of investing. Like we started with like, staying in nice villa like this and then post it on our Insta story. And then we spreading the news. This property is amazing. And then now we got to, like see our future. And then we want to change it into investing. Like, what mindset shift do we need to have to start, like building assets?
I think the main thing you need to change in your brain is like if you spend in something, then you let someone else make your money, right?
That's true.
And you want to be that person. So that's why try to understand, again, like if you compare owning versus renting, should I rent or should I maybe try to find a way to make this first payment? And then if I have maybe some leverage and make some bank loan, or maybe I already have that money, but rather than spending them, I start to buy something, pay with a payment plan, and every day this property becomes a little bit more mine until the moment it's completely mine, right?
Right.
And at the same time, if it's already built, for example, right, you start already renting it out. So partly your investment is paid by your guest, your tenant.
Yeah.
For example, in some of our projects, we have plan when you don't need to pay all payment until construction finish, but you still have the little bit part which will be paid after construction is completed and already started rented out. So again, that guy will pay for you. You don't need to pay all the amount.
Right.
Your future customer will pay for you the part of the price.
Oh, nice. Okay. Out of curiosity, Nikita, how much is the first payment?
Well, as I said, in some projects can be 15K.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That the first payment, 15K?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We need more podcasts of this. Like,
Yeah.
can we talk about the payment plan? Like, make one special episode out of it because, like, we need to know about that.
Yeah.
All right. Now, can you share, like, your inspiring story? Like, we talked before the podcast, guys, and then we discussing how Nikita actually built the business from the scratch. Like, can you tell the audience, like, the inspiring story for them to, like, get the inspiration to be like you, for example, and then inspired to do better for their life, for their future? What kind of story that you?
Well, I think the whole idea is that initially, as I started, I was working for a big company, right? And I was always still thinking and kind of dreaming that at some point of time, I still want to have my own business, you know, like be independent. And of course, when we dream about entrepreneurship, we think, okay, you're your own master, you don't need to
financial
report.
freedom kind of thing.
That's not all, doesn't work like this actually. You have much more things to think about. You don't have your working hours. Your working hours is 24/7.
Exactly.
But you still have a lot of fun of it. I mean, if you do something which you really enjoy, if you do something which you like and you chose to do it, even you work longer, you don't feel like work, you know.
Okay.
So again, that's why after I was working as in a company, in an enterprise, I was always trying to think, where is my opportunity? How can I shift from enterprise to own business? And my choice and like my solution to that was to do it in parallel. So at some point of time, I was still working in a large projects, let's say going to Vietnam and spending there 7 months, like back and forth, traveling, flying like 3 times a week. 4 times a week. But at the same time, I already started small. I
Right.
started this small business of rentals in Bali. Even my first business was a rentals of a motorbikes.
Oh, really?
Yeah, not even the property. And then after that, we see, let's do properties. It looks like a bigger potential. And then I started with a partner, and with a partner together, I was focused on marketing, sales, like finance part. The partner was focused on operations because he was here full time, whilst I was still traveling back and forth. So he could spend more time on operations. And that's how we started to grow small. And then it was growing, but I think the key solution and key advice why this business was growing sustainably and then didn't collapse at some point of time. For example, during Corona, when for 2 years we couldn't sell anything, there was no buyers, right? And we had to finance all the thing for the 2 years. And as you said, no one knew whether the Corona will be 2 weeks, 3 months, 6 months, and another 6 months, and then until 2 years. It was a big stress test for many businesses, and many businesses collapsed and closed. So I think key answer for us was that we always had our financial strategy safe. We never started a project without understanding that we have secured funding and finance to complete it, even there will be no sales. So we knew we will sell 0 from this complex, we will keep it, we will manage it, we will own it, and when from daily rentals, we will pay back. That was our strategy from the beginning. Maybe we didn't grow that fast. Maybe we could grow twice as fast as before, but we grow safe. And I think this is our core strategy for our company.
Woo, that's very insightful, guys. Okay, as the closing segment, I want to poke around people that keep watching and then still hesitant to, go into property investment. Like, can you tell them one thing that maybe, give them enough reason to start their property investment journey today?
I think maybe that thing that you mentioned, that if we start today, actually we have some of the payment plan programs and everything, which lets them start from very small ticket, right? So why wait? You can already start getting experience, right?
Exactly. Why wait? It just started with 15K only.
Yeah.
All right, Nikita. That's really insightful, and it's clear that property is just not about owning land or buildings. It's actually owning a pathway to freedom. As you mentioned, we're not working 9 to 5, but actually we're working 24/7.
Yeah, but we enjoy it.
But also there are, some fun out of it. You can work close to the beach.
Yeah.
You can work somewhere in the jungle in the middle of Ubud. Yeah, right?
Correct.
So important and essential is the protection. And for the protection, now we're talking with Steven. Hi, Steven.
Yeah. Hi, guys.
All right,
Happy
Steven
to be
is
here.
from Zurich Insurance, right?
Yes.
Okay, now let's talk about the protection that maybe we're talking the protection for the property investment. What are the biggest risks that property owners face if they don't have proper building insurance?
Okay. First of all, maybe I might like to improvise.
Sure.
First of all, thank you for inviting me. And I'm happy to be here because I'm here to support one of our biggest partners, which is BREIG, right? So thank you for your business, Nikita. I think I see that the potential of us being able to do a long-term sustainable partnership in what you're doing. And it's exciting to hear about your business, your strategy, and the prospects for your property business moving forward. First and foremost, Zurich is a property insurer.
Okay.
We do specialize in insuring all sorts of properties.
Right.
And before we get into that, the answer to your question, I just want to highlight exactly what Nikita was talking about, right? For investors overseas, local, financial security post-working is very important.
Right.
If you look at Western countries, a lot of them are cutting down on social security.
Right.
And locally, as you know, people who are working independently, not as a government employee, you don't have a pension.
Yeah.
Right? So property is one of the assets or investment opportunities that people can start to do, either invest for those who are overseas investors or local. And I think BREIG is one of the companies that can offer this type of investment post-retirement. And so it is important, because if you don't have a pension, how are you going to live post-working?
Right.
I mean, one of the biggest enemies of being able to have a sustainable future in your retirement is inflation.
True.
And I have to say that, people say that property is a hedge against inflation. The value of properties will always rise in conjunction with the rate of inflation over time. So property can preserve value over time, right? It's not like you go and buy a car. As soon as you drive the car out of the dealership, it reduces in value. It starts depreciating.
Yeah.
And you can see now with the rise of EV, even the ICE, the prices of ICE now are reducing. Okay, and property isn't like that. Property will always rise over time. It's a place where you can put your retirement funds, and at the same time, it allows you to create an income. Like rental serves to give a return on top of the fact that the value of the property isn't coming down.
It's like multiple revenue streams, right?
Multiple revenue streams. So first of all, I just wanted to say that, Nikita, you have a awesome business model, right? And I can see how this business can help a lot of people to manage their post-retirement income, right? So now that we've already established how important it is to invest, and how important it is to manage your income into the future, this asset needs to be protected.
True.
Right? I mean, you have this huge asset supporting your income,
right,
providing you with an income, and if you don't look after it, that's a big problem.
Yeah,
right?
True.
Your ability to generate income will be diminished if you don't protect it. And that's where Zurich Insurance comes in. We provide insurance cover to ensure that your property is protected. Now, you said, what are the potential risks that is exposed if you don't have property insurance?
Yes.
Clearly, it's theft, fire, flood, and earthquakes. I mean, you cannot underestimate. I mean, Indonesia is in the ring of fire.
True.
Right? And the potential for earthquake is there. And also recently, I think early September, there was a flood.
Yeah.
Right? So clearly
the big ones.
Yeah, the big one. So clearly it's real. This is not, insurance is not trying to scare people off. It's really, you just go out and see for yourself that there is real risks, right? Fire, that happens as well. Right? So if you buy property insurance, it will cover your asset, your ability to generate income from those risks. Okay?
So that's very important because as you mentioned that we have like unexpected events like flood, fire or natural disasters. Like, so you cover protection. How to explain it in the easiest way, Stephen? So, like for them to understand.
Okay. I mean, essentially we just assess the value of your asset, right? And we will charge you a premium. And with that premium, you get the protection up to the value that has been originally stated on your policy.
Right. Is there any, like any criteria of the building or maybe of the property that, possible to assess?
Yes. So insurance companies normally have a criteria. Yeah. Right. And usually that criteria is, in insurance term, it's just called a risk appetite. Okay. But look, in terms of the client, I'd say that we would, please come to us. We will assess it, and then we can tell whether or not we are able to insure. But I can say that properties that BREIG builds and markets and sells and manages.
Yeah.
I can say these types of properties are exactly the kind of property that we would like to insure.
Right. Okay. All right. So now we're talking about the situation right now. As we spoke before about the financial literacy.
Yes.
Like it's hard to find people around us that actually understand and get the meaning, the value of insurance.
Yes.
People are tend to, like see insurance as a cost items rather than investment or protections. How can we shift this mindset? Even? Yeah.
Very good question. Okay, so I'll take a very easy example. Let's say you have a textile company,
right,
for example, right? And you get orders from H&M. Okay, so H&M or Nike outsources the production of shoes and clothing to your textile company.
Right.
Okay. One day, your factory gets a fire, burns your factory down.
God forbid, but it's real.
Yeah, but it's real. It happens. Now, what do you think H&M and Nike are going to do? Because the first thing that they're thinking about is, we've already done a campaign for fall, winter, spring, summer collection 2026.
Right.
And they need to fulfill that order in order to put it into the stores ready for next year. Right?
Yeah.
What will happen to that business? Well, Nike and H&M are going to say, well, guys, sorry that your factory is burnt down, but I still need my shoes and clothing. So I'm going to shift it to another textile company.
Yeah.
So you can see that actually insurance is strategic. It actually impacts your future business. If you don't protect the factory, what will happen is you're going to reduce your market share.
Right.
Right? So that makes you think of it not as a cost. You need to start thinking about it. Oh, it's strategic. It's going to I'm going to strengthen my competitor because my ability to quickly rebuild, relocate, and readjust my operations to another location and to fulfill the order of my customer is significantly impaired, right?
Right.
So if you talk about insurance as a cost, I can surely tell you that it's not. It's very strategic. I mean, if that factory had insurance cover, they would straight away be able to ask for a cash call, which means that the insurance company will provide some funds in order for you to quickly do emergency relocation, right? Because you need to run the business, exactly, right? So in that way, I could tell you it's strategic. So let's go to BREIG, right?
Right.
I'm a property investor, and in 1 year, I rent out my villa for 50 weeks of the year. And I'm getting, 15% rate of return maybe, which is great. And it burns down. So if it burns down, you're not going to be able to rent it out. Yeah. You're going to lose rental income. Now, imagine if that property is has got a loan on it, right? So you would usually use the income from the rent to cover for the principal and the interest repayments.
Yeah.
And suddenly, you don't have that.
True.
Right? So if that's the case,
just to think about it, I'm so scared.
Yeah, I mean, these are real situations, right?
Yeah.
So if you're an investor, I would recommend that you protect the asset that is generating you an income, right? And it's not just covering for the interest. It's also the opportunity costs of being able to reduce your liability. Because what you want, Nikita just now talked about in the future, as you reduce your loan, your liability, you're creating equity. Yeah. And in the future, it means that all that income will be yours, because the moment that you reduce the loan, the entire income is yours.
Yeah.
You don't have to share it with the bank anymore.
True.
Right? So whether or not it's a factory, whether or not it's a property investment,
Any business.
it's important to have insurance cover.
Right. I really like your sentence that saying that insurance is actually strategic. It's part
Very
of the strategic plan, because if you fail to plan, you plan to fail.
Yes.
Right.
Exactly.
It's very important. And now you mention it, and then we've seen it, we've heard it about, fire, flood, natural disasters, earthquake. So, and we never know that's going to happen when.
Yeah,
and then
exactly.
we just need to be prepared for that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And if you think about the amount of premium you pay relative to the value that you're insuring, it's a lot.
That's,
So you're exchanging a small amount of financial sacrifice in order to get all this benefit. Okay, I think you just need to think about it in terms of that, and you can clearly see the value of insurance.
Yeah.
And there's also another thing. I mean, for a business person like Nikita, right? There's an opportunity cost if he has to retain that capital for the eventuality of a fire.
Right.
It's not efficient.
Yeah.
I think as a rational entrepreneur, he should say, okay, I'm going to transfer the risk of fire, of earthquake, of floods to the insurance company for a small amount of premium. And the rest of my capital, I'm going to use it to build more properties. He's going to invest in a company making furniture. He's going to use his capital to develop smart technology, right? So, I mean, that's more efficient for him because he's a specialist in his field, right? Whereas we as an insurance company, we are specializing in fire risk, because, or earthquake risk or flood risk. Why? Because we insure globally. So a fire that happens in Bali won't happen in another country or another part of the of Bali, right? So we have the ability to spread that risk not just across Indonesia but across the world.
Yeah.
Right, as a global multinational.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think that we're supporting Nikita by making sure that his capital is being used effectively in his business.
All right, that's very interesting. Now I remember, like, friend of mine, like he owned a house that, being one of the victim, the fire in California, like the big fire, and people didn't expect it at all.
Yeah, exactly.
And then sadly, he's unprotected. The building, the houses is unprotected.
Wow.
And he told me that the reason why he didn't he didn't invest on insurance for the building is because he said the premium it's too high from his opinion. Now, just out of curiosity, like when you assess a property and then come out with a value, like how much the percentage of the value that goes into premium?
Okay, depending on it's percentage.
It's very relative.
It's very but it's very relative because it depends on the construction. It depends on the location.
Yeah.
Depends on how much the value. I mean, obviously, a property that's worth a lot, you have to pay a lot more in premium,
Right.
because the value is bigger, right?
Yeah.
But I'd say, look, it's in percentages, okay? Whether or not it's expensive or not, you got to think about it in terms of how much protection you get.
Yeah, that's
I
right.
mean, if you're paying premiums 1-2%, and the value that you're insuring is 100%,
Yeah.
clearly
It's nothing. Yeah.
It's nothing.
It's nothing compared to the value.
exactly.
Yeah. It's 1% or lose 100% of all.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
That's true.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's all about peace of mind because
Yes.
when we do business, if we have peace of our mind about the the building that the business that we've been working so hard to build.
Yes.
So we can, like put so much energy to another thing.
Exactly.
To another plan, to another strategy to make our business bigger.
Yes.
Okay, now we're talking about the peace of mind. Like, in your experience, how does having solid insurance coverage change the way an investor feels and operates?
Okay. I'll go back to Nikita's business model.
Okay, let's talk about Nikita's business.
Yeah, exactly.
This is like our big one laboratory.
Yeah, exactly. No, I can assume our customer's position, right? He wants to grow his property empire, right?
Yeah.
Now, to grow his property empire, he needs to feel that the risks that I've just mentioned are controlled. Okay. So he needs to feel that I have insurance, so I'm protected. And what does that make his investment decision? He will be more, I'd say he will be more able to take more risk than if he didn't have the protection that our product gives.
Right.
Because he'll say, oh, if a fire happens, I need to put away $1 million US. So that $1 million US is not being used to build 5.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
But now when he says, okay, my existing portfolio, I've already insured it all, right? And it's not $1 million.
Yeah.
I don't know. Let's say the insurance is, I don't know, just 20,000 US.
Okay.
So he's got 980,000 US so that he can go and invest in smart technology and, all that other stuff.
Building more projects.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So actually insurance helps investors and business people to be more brave so that they could develop more business.
Right.
Now, if he develops more business, you know what happens? Additional benefits to society. He will hire 5 more people.
True.
Right?
Yeah.
And then suddenly the government has 5 more people that pay tax.
Right.
And then suddenly, by him building 5 properties and selling them, he has to pay tax again.
Exactly, yeah.
So
the
this
impact
creation
is enormous.
it's enormous.
Yeah. It's great. So, okay. Now I'm asking you, Nikita. Back again to you, Nikita.
Yeah.
All right. So, how long?
He's the boss.
Yeah, exactly.
He's paying us as well.
He's one of your clients.
Are you
right?
giving me safety?
My question is like, how long this relationship started? Like, how long did you start?
Actually, from the very beginning. I mean, we started insuring all our properties from the very first.
Okay. From the very first.
Exactly. I mean, because for me, as I already said, like the whole property is more about saving the money and making money second. So first, you create yourself a sustainable long-term asset, which gives you safety after post-retirement or even before that. And after that, of course, you also generate your profit. And then thinking of, as you said, losing that asset is like crazy idea, because then you were saving the whole your life. Then you put your life savings into one unit, and then something happens, you lose your life savings. It's not something you can even think about.
Yeah, we've been working so hard to build it.
And then you understand there is a tool which completely covers all those risks for like a fractions, like percentages. Of course, you go for it. Especially
and losing your future income.
Yeah.
So losing your capital.
Yeah,
and then that means losing 5-10 years into the future, creating rental income loss.
Right. So the risk is like, it's too big, like it's not worth it to take the risk.
Exactly.
Rather than just, like plan to, have this protection.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So it's different if I may add, like if the premium is 50% of the value of the property, then it doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But if we're talking about percentages here, then it becomes really interesting.
Right.
And it's only possible. When you work with big insurance company like Zurich, because these situations, they will happen, because it's not something you can say, oh, maybe it will pass around me, right? They are happening too regularly. especially when your business is big enough. So with every new villa, you increase the probability of this happen to you.
Exactly.
And then you have a strong partner like Zurich. They know that it will happen, but the portfolio is global. So this will happen this year in this location. Next year, it will happen in this location. But because the portfolio is so global, so the risk realization is percentages versus the total.
Diversified. Yes.
Right.
But also, I would like to say there's also another benefit with Zurich. We also have risk engineers, right? So, I mean, you're in construction, right? We have risk engineers that can come and look at the property and actually give you advice in terms of how to protect and maintain your property. I mean, clearly, Nikita is an expert already as an engineer, but I'm just talking about for clients who are not experts in building architecture or, civil engineering. These people provide advice because insurance companies will say to you, look, if you do X, Y, Z, that will reduce even further the likelihood of a fire.
Yeah.
Right? And you don't want to get a fire.
Yeah.
Imagine your business, H&M, Nike, divert all your future business to someone else.
Yeah.
That's even scarier.
That's even scarier.
Right?
Yeah, you lose everything.
You lose everything.
Wow. Okay. Oh my God. Like I just know from you that there is a profession called risk engineer.
Yes.
Oh, it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he can actually look up the situation.
Yes.
The conditions.
Exactly.
And then how to prevent.
Exactly.
So that's part of the protections.
Well, just to be clear, it's not on every property. There needs to be a certain criteria.
Right.
Because if you bring a risk engineer, it costs money, right?
True.
So the property size has to be a certain value.
Okay.
But all I'm trying to say is that insurance doesn't give you just protection, but it also gives you advice on how you can improve the quality of your building. I mean, if I'm an investor, why wouldn't I want to improve further the quality of my building, right? So that it's stronger, resilient, right?
Yeah. Stronger, resilient, but also making it safe.
Yeah.
And
protected. And protect it.
All right. So, okay. Now it's remind me like a lot of problems in the society, like coming from the wrong mindset. So I'm curious to know, like, what are some common mistakes or misconceptions about the, property owners make when they're choosing or neglecting insurance? Because like my friend, like he's neglecting the insurance of the house and now he lose everything. So do you have some misconceptions or common mistakes that some property owners may have?
Yeah, I think the first one is making sure that the value is right.
Okay.
Okay, because you got to, one of the dangers of under insurance, we call it.
Under insurance.
Yeah, I mean, look, some people do it maybe intentionally to reduce the premium. Okay, but what a lot of people are not aware of is that within the insurance policy, there's what we call an average clause. Okay, so for example, if you underinsure by half, then your claim will also be given half.
Yeah. Right.
All right. I mean, that's just insurance companies, that you gotta, the premium needs to be proportional to the risk.
Right.
So if you try to understate the risk, then the same proportion will be applied to you. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's why I think one of the mistakes that a lot of people is not giving the true value that you're trying to insure.
All right.
Okay? And you don't want to have, if the entire building burns down, you don't want to have only half of the value being indemnified, right?
After that event happened, and then you suddenly say, the value is not there.
Yeah. Right.
Now you're complaining about it.
Yeah, now you're complaining about it. I mean, it's $1 million, but you said on your policy it's only 500,000.
And when it's happened, you finally say like it's actually $1 million.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's very important. Like now we have the like the outline that the protection for our properties is very important, and it's actually beyond financials because it's actually protecting our future, our families.
Exactly. So I think another myth that I probably want to raise is about people think that property insurance are just for like high value buildings. It's not. It's for low value buildings as well, and I think the mindset that we talked about, right, that we need to think about is that this is an asset that needs to be protected and maintained. That's it. You spend your entire life, right, saving, paying down your mortgage, right? And then you can lose it in an instant. You don't want that, right?
Yeah.
And so, again, the biggest myth is that insurance, property insurance is expensive. It's not, okay? Relative to value, okay?
Exactly, yeah.
Relative to value. I mean, if you are able to acquire an asset at a certain value, then surely 1-2% of it is something that you can afford.
Yeah.
All right.
That's true.
And I think the difficulty also is that insurance is something that only shows its value when something happens. So it's not sort of in your face, it's not something that's clearly visible.
Yeah.
That's one of our problems. But
that's true.
Look, Zurich is a highly rated insurance company. The likelihood for it to collapse is very minimal.
That's true.
Okay. And so, we will pay our claims, okay, provided that it fits within the terms and conditions of the policy, okay? And that's how insurance works. It will only cover for whatever's written in the policy.
That's true.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's why sometimes insurance needs to be sold by people who understand the risk profile of the client. Understand, like, for example, we wouldn't sell a motor vehicle policy to Nikita when what he wants protected is a property.
It's a building,
right?
So
it's a property. That's clearly that's a dumb mistake, right?
Yeah.
But the point of that example is to show that we need to cover what is the risk that is being faced by the client, and then we try to sell the right cover for the risk that is faced by the client.
That is very insightful, and I really wish that you guys watching right now really change your mindset, because let alone protecting your property investment. For example, like just for travel, like I'm a person that always like buy the travel insurance. Like, of course, I don't want it to be happen. And then what funny is, my friend who's like, neglecting insurance always say to me like, Mika, you throwing your money for nothing. Like, see, nothing happened. Okay, I thank God nothing happened, but what if something happened? And if nothing's happened, it's good.
Yes.
And I don't feel like, spending.
Yeah.
I feel like protected.
Yes, exactly.
When I need it.
So Nikita, if you need to travel, these guys will be able to sell travel insurance as well. Yeah.
I will actually tell you that we traveled this year to Europe.
Yeah.
And we got our luggage stolen. And it was covered by insurance.
Oh, was it Zurich?
Yes.
For real?
Yes. So for real, I was surprised myself, but yeah, we got this case, and again, like it happens once in your lifetime, but when it happens, you want to be sure you have coverage and you feel more safe.
See?
Yeah.
I need to cut this segment and throw it to my friend. All right, that's very important. Okay. All right. One last question, Steven.
Yes.
If you could give one urgent reason for those who watch, like for every property investors, like that needs building insurance, what would it be? Like one urgent reason, just to make them clear their head and then decide it now, today.
Oh, guys.
Ahora.
Okay, look. Back to BREIG again. Look, if you're going to invest, and you're going to spend your hard-earned money all your life, and also wanting to ensure that this investment could deliver an income for you into the future, protect it. You know, how could you not protect something that is clearly supporting your quality of life, supporting your lifestyle into the future, and protecting your legacy.
True.
You know, if you have children,
Yeah.
you know, you're gonna inherit it to them.
Yeah.
I mean, why would you not? I mean, my
True.
question is, why would you not want to
Exactly.
for your,
Yeah.
you know, your property, right?
It's clear as sky.
It's clear as sky. I mean, that's why the mindset needs to be, it's an asset, guys. You need to protect your asset. Don't leave it. You know, someone said to me, if you, what do you call it? If you don't control the situation will control you.
Oh, that's very true. Yeah.
Right? And so, I mean, back to what Nikita was saying before, you know, like, first of all, in his business philosophy is to protect first the existing value, right? That's a really good, prudent business approach, right? The first thing you do before you expose yourself to business risk, you first of all protect the fundamental, value of your asset.
Right. Woo, that's very insightful. Can you guys like give round of applause for this gentleman right here? Oh my God, like I personally, I'm so honored to have met you guys like today because like it's broadened my, you know, my horizon. Like I know nothing about property. I know nothing about insurance, but I know for sure one thing that I need to protect everything.
Like, and invest.
And invest.
So come to BREIG.
Invest first and then protect the investment.
Yeah, exactly. Get the, what do you call it? Get the real, what do you call it? The easy plan payments. You know, there's entry point 95,000.
Oh, I really want to know in details.
Exactly. And then once you get your property from BREIG, you then come to Mr. Sus there and get the insurance.
I will come to your office, ya Gatsu Barat, yeah.
But by the way, you don't need to bother about that because we also help our clients with insurance. We just manage it for you, right? We just apply. Yeah.
Oh my God, one more reason why you should invest in BREIG. All right, guys, thank you so much for the time. Like, this is so amazing, and I'm sure like everyone watching really get the ideas about how important it is to, you know, like invest like for the future. And then also like last night I'm just like, you know, open your you know, your website, and then I've seen like, as Steven says, like the impact that BREIG property investment has in the society. Like it's huge. Like I saw it myself like a month ago. BREIG Run Society, like it's a running event. Me and like fellow runners, we joined the event, and we were like, damn, BREIG is big. Like we just realized that. We saw, you know, the banners like in the street. We saw it, and some property, you know, some project, BREIG investment. Okay, we get it. But when we come and then have the, you know, direct activities, direct, you know, relationship with BREIG, and I saw him myself at that day. I didn't say hi because obviously like he's busy. And then now that I realized that actually one more reason why you should protect your investment is because you're not only thinking about yourself. We're thinking about our kids, our family, and bigger than that, our society. Like hundreds of people that work in BREIG investment, for example. Like they are, you know, like leaning their life to this business. So that's why it should be protected.
I mean, for me also was eye-opening that you said that basically by giving us safety as a business, we grow our business bigger, and then it has an impact on the whole society for the taxes, for the new jobs. So safety creates growth. So this is very...
He's got 250 employees.
I know. And it's just like in almost 10 years. Can you imagine like after like 15, 20?
So without BREIG, those 250 people will not have a job.
Yeah.
And it's only, actually, this 250 is our office workers, but how many on-site
only
workers?
your
we have?
office workers?
Yeah, we have also on-site workers, so many,
Yeah,
like
that's a
much
lot.
more. So those people are also
Yeah.
impacted.
Okay.
Wow, that's
By-
amazing.
By the way, we also have construction all risk.
Yeah, that
So
one we also
you
use.
always use?
Yeah. We always
Yeah.
insure all our
Yeah.
construction projects
Yeah.
from the beginning until
Oh,
the
yeah, yeah, yeah,
completion.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Not only the ready units, but also when we start building something, it's already insured from the beginning.
Okay.
Wow, so you have insurance for the whole 360
Yeah,
degree of
yeah.
your business.
What about employee benefits?
I need to check with our team. I'm pretty sure
Okay.
maybe there's something.
Wow, that's amazing. All right. Thank you, Nikita. Thank you so much. Thank you,
Strong
Steven.
partnership, yeah.
Please enjoy this afternoon tea, whatever. Like,
Yeah.
you deserve it.
thank
Enjoy.
you.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. Like, this has been such an enlightening conversation. We've learned that the property investment is like easier than you thought. So, like, for example, for me, like, I just know that I can start the first payment with 15K only. And then we also know that the protection of our investment also important. So thank you once again to our incredible guest, Nikita Selomensev from BREIG Property.
Thank you.
And then Steven from Zurich Insurance for sharing your insight. And this is BREIG Connect, where people grow and ideas align. I'm your host, Mika Afandi. See you in the next episode. Bye-bye.
Thank you.